2026 isn't a regulation reset. It's a public execution. New cars, new power, new engines, active aero, and 2 extra teams on the grid. 11 outfits show up calling it a new era, and by Melbourne, at least 2 teams are going to look like they slapped a 2026 sticker on a 2025 car. I'm ranking every team by one question: did they build a race car or did they build cope? And yeah, one top team is closer to P14 than they'd ever admit. Let's see who survives. Number 1, McLaren, the cool kids club that actually won something. Okay, so remember 2025, when Norris finally won the Drivers' Championship by 2 points from Max Verstappen after like 3 years of screaming at the ceiling? Yeah, that happened. And McLaren also wrapped up the Constructors' title like it was a new iPhone. In 2026, McLaren are back.
We are back, baby!
With Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. The bromance that began as friendly teammates and became, please stop overtaking each other, we're trying to win here. No official number 1, no official number 2, just failed papaya rules. But hey, at least their overalls match. Solid bromance. The only thing McLaren are hoping for in 2026 is that their drivers stop French kissing each other on track and start French kissing the apex instead. Team principal Andrea Stella is still trying to explain to the other teams that yes, McLaren's success is real and no, it's not a Photoshop. Expect more podiums than a concert tour and obviously more of Zach Brown forgetting Piastri exists. But here's the thing about being champions. Everyone is now hunting you. And with 2026's regulation reset, that championship momentum means absolutely nothing if the car is wrong. If McLaren nail the new regs, we're looking at a potential mini dynasty. If they miss, the internet will explode in 0.3 seconds. Number 2, Red Bull, the team that keeps growing wings. Look, Red Bull in 2026 is like that ex who says, I changed, but still keeps your hoodie. Max Verstappen stays, but his teammate is Isaac Hadjar, a rookie who somehow brought his own backpack to F1. This is either going to be a mentorship arc or a psychological thriller because Max with motivation is truly a war crime. Red Bull are also debuting their own power unit era, which is bold, slightly terrifying, but a brave move. If they nail it, Max might go nuclear on the grid. If they don't, 2026 becomes Mad Max Radio Compilation Part 47. And speaking of shake-ups, Lauren McKees is now the new team principal after the oven-heating, eyebrow-raising saga that was Christian Horner's exit in 2025. Horner appears to be very emotionally unavailable about it in the latest Drive to Survive trailer, which is quality dramatic content. Not to mention that Max has apparently described the 2026 car as Formula E on steroids, which is F1 driver code for someone really messed up. And just to spice things up visually, Red Bull ditched the matte look for a glossy blue with a digital camo effect. Max literally asked for it. His exact vibe was,
yeah, I mean, this is something that I asked for already for a while.
Which is hilarious because the livery is thriving. Now let's see if the car is. After testing, science has already testified that what Red Bull is pulling during testing is miles ahead of what anyone else is doing. So one thing's for certain, Red Bull will be fast. But this season, they might also come with a side of existential crisis. Is that Max's 5th WDC I smell? We'll just have to wait and see. Number 3, Ferrari. Past glory with a side of, why are we like this? Ferrari is the ultimate, we've seen the spreadsheets and the numbers and we should be winning team. They have legendary history. They have Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton in red still feels like fan fiction. Leclerc is still the ultra-confident cutie we all know and love, but this is bordering on delusional. So either he's on the moon or they've managed to build a rocket ship. Meanwhile, Hamilton is still calculating world titles in his head, and Fred Vasseur is, well, he's steering this ship with a clipboard in hope, trying to prove that this is not just a marketing exercise. 2025 was rough for Maranello with 0 Grand Prix wins and only 4th in the constructor standings. Strategy calls that felt like coin flips and pace that teased but never committed. In 2026, we're respectfully hoping Ferrari spend more time racing and less time mowing the lawn on the outside of Turn 4. Ferrari is entering 2026 with the same drivers, similar aspirations, but they promise they've got a plan. With a capital P, they just don't know if it's A, B, or plan living on a prayer. If they don't, we're getting another season of, we're checking! Honestly, it's like watching a high-budget Hollywood reboot that keeps getting delayed. At this point, Leclerc deserves hazard pay. Number 4, Mercedes, the rebuild but make it expensive era. Now let's talk about Mercedes. Once upon a time, they ran the sport like it was a subscription service. 8 constructors' titles, no stress, just vibes and dominance. Fast forward to 2026 and we're officially in the youth movement. George Russell is now the guy.
All of you!
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
No more hiding behind 7-time world champion shadows. This is his team, his era, his chance to prove that all those polite, media-trained interviews weren't just premium PR software. And next to him, Kimi Antonelli, the prodigy, the teenager who looks like he should be revising for exams but instead is dive-bombing into turn 1 against Max Verstappen. Antonelli has homework due and a podium fight in the same week. 2025 was transitional, which is corporate language for please stop asking when we're winning again. There were flashes, there were near misses, there were radio messages that sounded suspiciously like therapy sessions. Toto Wolff still looks perfectly composed, but you know that man has aged internally. If Mercedes nail the 2026 regs, this lineup becomes terrifying. Russell with authority, Antonelli with zero fear. If they miss, we're getting George politely dismantles the car in post-race interviews compilation videos. Mercedes used to dominate the reset years, and now they just desperately need a comeback. Number 5, Racing Bulls, the soft launch of chaos. Racing Bulls, formerly AlphaTauri, formerly Toro Rosso, formerly Red Bull's group project. This team rebrands more than a crypto startup during a bear market. 2026 rolls in and Racing Bulls lean full youth movement. Liam Lawson and rookie Arvid Lindblad. Lawson is no longer the super sub. He's not filling in. He's not warming a seat. This is his seat now. After bouncing in and out of the Red Bull ecosystem like a Windows notification, he finally has a full-time drive. And next to him, Arvid Lindblad, teenage prodigy, Red Bull Academy golden child. The kind of driver Helmut Marko probably watches like a hawk with a stopwatch. This isn't a pairing, it's a pressure cooker. Meanwhile, Yuki Tsunoda got promoted to the second Red Bull seat and somehow still ended up without a Red Bull or Racing Bulls drive for 2026. Unless you count the reserve seat and actual seat, which is brutal. He climbed the ladder, he touched the main team, and now he's just not on it. The Red Bull Junior program giveth. The Red Bull Junior program absolutely taketh away. Back to Racing Bulls. They've got youth, they've got raw pace, they've got just enough internal politics to qualify for a spin-off series. Every year we say, maybe this is the year they break out. Every year they respond with a P8.
Yeah, very happy for the guys.
And a radio message that sounds like someone unplugged the Wi-Fi.
Man, the last corner, man, I went all in. All in.
But 2026 resets everything. If they nail the aero concept before the big teams do, this could be their chaos arc. The kind where a junior team accidentally bullies Mercedes in qualifying and pretends it was intentional. Or they exist to test parts for the main Red Bull operation and occasionally jump scare Ferrari, which honestly would still be entertaining. Red Bulls are either building their next star or building content for Helmut Marko's annual performance review slideshow. There is no middle ground. Number 6, Aston Martin. Trust the billionaire plan. Aston Martin entered 2026 with Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, and one very expensive aerodynamic wizard. Adrian Newey has arrived, taking Andy Cowell's position as team principal, which means if this car is slow, there are officially no more excuses left in the filing cabinet. Alonso continues to race like time personally offended him. The man runs on caffeine, spite, and unfinished business. Lance Stroll continues his eternal side quest of proving the haters wrong, and every time he qualifies P7, Twitter crashes for 12 minutes. 2025 felt like a holding pattern. Just wait until 2026. That was the slogan, that was the marketing pitch, that was the coping mechanism. Well, it's 2026 now. If Newey nails this car, Alonso might genuinely sniff wins again. If he doesn't, the phrase long-term project is getting banned from Silverstone. This is either a masterstroke or generational disappointment. No pressure. Number 7, Alpine. Corporate chaos, but make it French. Alpine F1 team rode into 2026 with Pierre Gasly and Franco Colapinto. Gasly is now the experienced anchor, the adult in the room, the man who has seen things. Colapinto arrives with full main character energy after turning his 2025 cameo drives into a full-time seat. Argentina basically unlocked a new expansion pack overnight. Alpine's 2025 season had more leadership changes than tire compounds. One weekend they looked competitive, the next weekend they looked confused. Gasly deserves overtime pay. Colapinto drives like consequences are optional. If this pairing clicks, Alpine become dangerous dark horses. If it doesn't, Gasly will age 5 years by Monaco. French chaos, but make it corporate. Number 8, Haas. We choose violence. Haas F1 team now field Oliver Bearman and Esteban Ocon. Let me say that again slowly. Bearman, Ocon. Turn 1 is about to be expensive. Bearman drives like fear is a myth. Ocon drives like yielding is a personal insult. This is not a peaceful lineup. This is elbows and consequences. Haas improved in stealth mode last year. Actual points, actual racecraft, actual strategy that did not feel like a coin flip, which for Haas, historically, is a parade. Now they've paired youthful aggression with someone who has absolutely ignored team orders before and will do it again. This is either going to be the most entertaining midfield duo of the year or the most expensive. I respect the commitment to chaos, to be honest. Number 9, Williams. From nostalgia to menace. Williams Racing are no longer just a feel-good story. Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz is not a cute lineup. That is intent. Williams grabbed a real podium in 2025. Not fluke safety car miracles. Real pace, real execution, real wait, are they back energy. James Vowles has been rebuilding this team like a long-term strategy game. Quietly, methodically, no drama. Sainz revenge season loading, Albon consistency merchant mode activated. If they nail the 2026 regulations, Williams go from underdog to legitimate threat. And that will be one of the best comeback arcs this sport has seen in decades. From heritage to menace. Number 10, Audi. German engineering has entered the chat. It's no longer Kick Sauber, it's Audi Formula One team. Full factory effort, full corporate backing, full we do not come here to participate energy. The driver lineup is the only constant with Nico Hülkenberg and Gabriel Bortoleto. Hülkenberg is still chasing that mythical pole position like it owes him money. The scat is absurd at this point. Bortoleto arrived on legendary difficulty, no warm-up season, no easing in, just straight into a brand new manufacturer project. 2025 was the transition year, 2026 is the statement year. If Audi's power unit hits under the new regs, the midfield is going to get uncomfortable very quickly. This is not vibes, this is blueprint domination. Number 11, Cadillac, the veteran comeback tour. And finally, the wild card, Cadillac Formula One team enter Formula One with Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez. This is not a rookie experiment, this is a revenge arc. Bottas got squeezed out, Perez lost the Red Bull seat after 2024 chaos. Now they're back with something to prove. Perez on a street circuit is a jump scare, Bottas quietly cooking in the background. Most expansion teams crawl before they walk. Cadillac said, no, we're bringing experience. If this car is even half decent, they could shock people early. And if they score consistent points, the narrative flips overnight from new team struggles to veteran masterclass. Fast and Furious 11 Grid Edition. 2026 is not calm. It's gonna be champions defending, our usual villains plotting, mostly against Max if we're being honest, corporate giants entering the scene, teenagers proving their worth, and veterans returning. And someone's absolutely gonna ruin everyone's predictions. Honestly, if you thought 2025 was dramatic, 2026 might actually be feral. So tell me, is this Max's 5th title? Does Lando win back-to-back? Does Ferrari finally stop checking? Will Audi cook immediately or will Cadillac steal the spotlight?